You're listening to Weeknight Wizards.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Weeknight Wizards, D&D 5e, Isles of Hebria. My name is Anthony. I am the unfriendly neighborhood GM. And viewers, listeners, what have you, imagine that it is 2005. And the audio, yeah, I know, right? The audio rights for My Neighbor Totoro have just expired. And Fox Studio has decided to pick it up, and they cast notable actresses Dakota and Elle Fanning as the two Kusakabe sisters. And what do they do with this beloved piece of Miyazaki's work? They just fucking read the lines. And I will go on with 100% certainty in saying that the original audio dub of My Neighbor Totoro from 1988 is better. Maybe not in audio quality, but in um, character, emotion, and heart. Just all the way better. Now that I'm done with my soapbox, I'm joined by some other people on this show. I have a character question for you all. This was inspired by some recent book talk uh, grumblings, where there's a book coming out soon. I believe it's called Silver Elite, that book talkers are speculating the author's name is a pseudonym because like they have no prior history, but the book is getting like a ton of fanfare, which is like extremely unusual for a first-time author. But like people are mad because like nobody in that industry gets the kind of like secrecy that this person is getting. So suspected to be a popular author writing in a different genre. Players, what would your character's pseudonym be in real world in Hebria?
Well, that's not
Joe, give us a fact, true or false, about Kenneth Adams.
Hell yeah. I will go first because Kenneth Adams already exists in fiction. I'm gonna go with a true fact that Kenneth Adams got his start writing for tabloid newspapers, which was one of Quinn's first grifts, which was he would sneak around and listen underneath like castle windows and then embellish what he heard into a like tabloid newspaper. And that was how he made some money as a young Erangel.
Love that.
I'll go next. So I think when I wouldn't put too much thought into it, and it would be very difficult for him to come up with a weird name, so it would just be Two-Nai instead of One-Nai. I think careful readers might figure it out, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Manny would, of course, be Han E. Milden. Flipping his first and last letters of his name, but just his name.
Love
Manny
that.
Milden. Han E. Milden.
Vera's pen name would be Onerous Thurblood and would be both extremely her and the opposite of her as a genre and person.
Excellent. Well done. Cool. If it's all right with folks, I'll just do the recap briefly.
Can we
Sure.
like,
Yeah.
can we have Vadric's pseudonym?
You presume that he would write under a pseudonym?
Just saying if he did.
Elle Fanning.
Totoro.
It's just streamline,
Mm.
like a noun. Whatever. I'm going with it. It's a fake name.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I'm thinking streamline like Powerline from the Goofy movie.
Thank you. That's exactly how you should think of it. Sensational works.
Did they
Um,
cast Dakota Fanning in it?
Fortunately, no.
Just L.
It could have been worse. 2005, it could have been like the Olsen twins.
I mean, I guess Dakota Fanning was probably like 10 in like 2005, so did track with age, I suppose.
Here's the thing, Joe. I have been let's see, it is Thursday as we are recording this. I have listened or I have watched My Neighbor Totoro a minimum of one time every day this week. So I consider myself an expert on this subject
Just
now.
get your kid on the Japanese dub.
I don't know if I'm curious if that would keep his interest. I have to download that and
Give it a
that
shot.
a try. Yeah.
Bella really likes to repeat what they're saying, like
Which version are you watching with your
I'm
child?
honestly not sure. I need to look now.
When the
They probably
characters
just
say
find
their
it.
lines, is there any emotion behind them or not?
There's some, they do call them soot gremlins, if that is a
That's
giveaway.
that's the
That's-
2005.
The new one.
You're listening to bad audio, Nick.
Okay. We have it on
Good audio.
DVD, so
Bad delivery.
Give
I
your
like
child
never-
the right one.
I did not notice anything wrong with the English dub.
Well, that's just how my brain works, I guess. Anyway, this game that we're playing. Cool if I just give a brief recap?
Yeah.
We can dive in. All right. We began last session in the room that we see before us, question mark, Joe?
Yeah, I did. I switched it. I remembered.
Good talk. In the room that we see before us, it looked a lot less messy than it looks now. We underwent the trial of Vasla. We went into her mind via the stone, the star of Ariabus, and went through a sort of stream of consciousness recollection of the events that started with her departure and led up to now. There were testimonials from the four of you, and the council debated, found her to be not guilty, but sentenced her with recovery under Gorgon's supervision. And everybody seemed happy about that, except for Mirren and Caliphate, and the secret members of this council who showed themselves to be a trio of illithids who just knocked out the council, killed Victog, and
twice.
fought you.
Yeah.
Well, I was getting to that.
Victog dies twice.
Yeah, Victog, and then they killed Victog again. And with Vasla's help, as well as Eliza's help, you were able to kill two of the illithids, and Vasla petrified the third, which is noted by this little rook icon. And that is where we concluded. So now this line here, this wall of force, is gone. And we open up to the 8 members of the council kind of getting to their feet, with the exception of Mir and Caliphate, who are still unconscious. Most of you are in the pool, along with the Star and Vasla. For some reason, Vera is very small. and
Was the
rest of you-
council unconscious during the whole fight?
No, they were stuck behind a spell wall.
So I'm just curious because that would all imply that they saw Manny become a giant monster. If that was a thing we were thinking about.
Yes.
using.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
I think that's everything. So we can begin.
So y'all think
the-
we should smash this statue? Oh,
We could use it for research.
Actually, yeah, so like, yeah, you guys are all like, Manny actually goes and goes to Caliphate and Mirren and pulls out rope and binds them.
Oh, nice.
And
That's
if anyone
not where
gives
I thought
them
you were going.
if anyone gives them gives them crap, he's just going to be like, you heard the he actually probably wouldn't know what they're called. You heard the tentacle guy, like these two have been in on pulling the strings of government. And in fact, he looks around like, we don't know if any of you knew about this either.
Everyone draws a gun and points it at each other.
Yes.
well, kind of
Um,
an interesting scenario. We do have this rock that tells us the truth.
I think as that's happening, Vera is just walking over to Vasla and helping her up and checking in on how she's doing.
Yeah.
Sure.
But that's kind of in the background.
Actually, yes, it's maybe even when I was going to smash the statue, and Manny goes, "Wait a second, Quinn is right." He's looking around. This is serious. This government is compromised. We have a captive tentacle man, and we can go look at his memories. He looks around and goes, "I propose we hold a trial, a second trial for
I
the
don't
tentacle
think
man."
magic affects petrified.
Yeah, I don't
So
think
you
that
can
do
physically
that.
harm them, but you can't cast spells on
I don't
them.
even think you can physically harm them. I'm pretty sure they're immune to all damage.
You can break the rocks.
Yeah.
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 Meaning I don't think you can use a magical item on it to gain its memories.
I think that's up to the Stone of Erebus and how powerful it is. But
Yeah,
That's true.
sure.
What about the dead
Oh,
bodies? Can we use it on them?
You don't have to. I have raised a spirit that's in my thrall.
Yeah. Sorry, I
That's
didn't.
also
I didn't
true.
mention that in the recap yet. Vera has the spellcaster one, as he said, raised to spirit, enthralled.
Solo leveling ass
Shoot him.
power.
So
Uh,
I have been turned to stone, and I don't think my mind went away. I mean,
This is a GM and an Arcana.
But you also know
question.
that it is reversible.
This is also
Yeah.
true.
I don't think the
It'd be
question
great
is
if it
whether
didn't.
or not it would affect the Illithid. It's more that I don't know if we can say that the Star of Erebus, while he is in petrified form, can access its thoughts and memories
Yes.
because it would be shielded by its petrification.
I'm reading.
I'm reading petrification as well.
Uh,
It doesn't say anything about its mind. I would assume it. It says it's turned to stone, solid inanimate substance.
Yeah, I will say that you cannot access its mind while it is petrified.
Okay.
I think you can try.
What about horrible spirits? He points at the spirit.
yeah,
Would you,
how do we feel about that?
Greg? Can you describe what you've done to the dead Illithid,
Yes.
both visually and metaphysically?
Yes. So I'll just put a cursed specter into the chat.
Yeah.
So
First
hopefully
Spectre has entered the chat.
how do I actually do that if it's not on my attack list? It's just in my notes. Whatever. I'll just copy and paste it, I guess.
Chat, should I make use of the spiritual thrall?
Starting, well, whatever. I'll just read it. It's not letting me copy it. Okay, you can cause its spirit to rise from its corpse as a specter. When the specter appears, it gains temporary hit points. Blah blah blah. It can roll for initiative. Whatever. The specter remains in your service until the end of your next long rest. And it obeys your verbal commands. It obeys your verbal commands. So I think the way that this looks is like, when this all happened and we knew that the battle was ending, Vera knelt next to the body of the Illithid because she had killed it, and her snakes, her hair, all kind of like latch into its body and like leech into it and like glow with this violet light, and I think like extract from it this soul or like this spectral form with its fangs, with their fangs, sorry. And I think it just looks like a a physical manifestation of the body, but like in ghost form. Same height, like same build, but kind of has this like translucence, kind of like shimmering a little bit as if like a breeze was going through. But otherwise kind of has the same shape and size.
Greg, what is a cursed specter? It's a
It's
feat?
a feat. It's a feat.
Okay.
And it's warlock. And it might be hexblade specific, but it's definitely a warlock feat.
That's not how feats in this game work.
Have we made a wiki feet joke, but FEAT yet in this campaign?
I haven't, but that's very good.
I was also just thinking a warlock whose patron is chat is very funny.
That's just an existing meme, Joe.
Someone
Is
had
it?
to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I'm imagining it just has like glowing violet eyes and is just kind of waiting for a command or for a
Sure. Yeah, this must be
interaction.
from a different, like not.
Oh,
from
it's
the-
probably sorry, it must be in Xanathar.
Yeah.
Is let me find it.
I feel like this thing's spirit would like try to resist some of this. This just says you do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we're
fair,
gonna
it is
play fast
dead.
and loose and see what happens. Well, its body is dead.
Mhm.
Sure.
I mean,
Okay.
do they have souls?
Well, to be fair, you can curse the soul of a person you slay. So I think the
Yeah.
idea maybe, like, depending on how you want to play it, is like you can still have a certain level of agency, but you are cursed. So there must be some kind of either detriment or pain or something that would happen for you to try to resist being
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
cursed. Yeah. So they're still floating over there. How does Vasila look as I'm helping her back?
I don't think that she was harmed throughout this.
Mhm.
I think she's fine. Her hands are still in manacles in front of her, and her petrifying gaze is
Mm-hmm.
in need of a recharge.
Yeah.
But otherwise, she's fine.
I think at that Vera is going to stand and once she makes sure that Vasila's okay, and she'll say, "My compatriots have a good point. We do not know who amongst the council may be at risk, except for one who is unimpeachable. I suggest, given the value of the item at hand, we hand the Star of Erebus to Narkella for safekeeping, as the only council member that would have joined after any of this could have happened, and thus the only safe bet among the council members and the highest authority in the land."
These 6 council members look to one another and look to Nurkella, who gives sort of a wizened shrug of the shell, like, if that's what you ask of me, I will do it.
I think what is the Star of Erebus just in the pool of water? Is it being held by anyone currently?
In
On
the
a
pool of water.
dais? Okay.
Actually, let me look up a spell real quick. I think I have an idea here. That's not the way I want to go. Not a wizard spell. Not a sorcerer spell.
I'm gonna guess a druid spell.
I think it's actually just a cleric spell.
Whoa.
Also a druid spell. Perfect. So, since it is also a druid spell, Nirkella will.
Oh, the specter has the stats of the monster manuals.
It becomes a specter. Yes.
TM.
Nirkella will kind of trudge over here near the star, and she will say, I think I have a solve for this. Eliza, if you would. And Eliza looks to her and kind of tries to puzzle out what her elder means, but then it kind of clicks. And she does the... Where is her character sheet? All the way up here.
We just like Venus de Milo this guy before we wake him up. Just snap his arms off.
They didn't really need their arms.
Sure.
Pull his
Every
tentacles
tentacle.
off.
All the arms.
And he'd be
Um,
so embarrassed to have a bald spot in his tentacles.
Quid pattern baldness is a real issue.
Quinn is already like drawing stuff on his face.
So it takes a little bit because it's not like fully prepared, so she has to do the more ritual type casting of it. But Eliza pulls out the Adventure Zone special. She casts Zone of Truth.
Nice.
And that will appear thusly. One zone of truth appears.
I'm just curious what the actual text of Zone of Truth is. 'Cause I
Yeah,
think
me too.
Create a magical zone that guards against deception in a 15-foot radius sphere centered on a point. Can make a charisma saving throw. And they can avoid answering questions to which they would normally respond with a lie.
right, but this is the thing I've always wondered because you don't know if they pass their save.
Oh, sure.
So that's the hard part.
Is that the hard part for you or the hard part for Manny?
Both.
Hmm.
Can it be both?
Could be both.
Man, highly gullible.
Is this a satisfactory way to go about this, or do we need to do the star?
I mean, the star is a little more flashy, but I'd say this works. I'm a little curious as to why we didn't do this in the first place.
Well, we had the star.
I
I
We
think
still have the star.
as they're sort of like debating this, Nephra steps into the zone and she says, I did not know anything about these creatures. I have never seen them before, and I am absolutely bewildered by what has happened here. Since she is in the zone here, I will allow you, if you'd like,
Oh,
to make
Looks
an
like it's
insight
Actually-
check with advantage.
So Manny, yes, I would like to do that. Do I get super advantage if I have my sword out?
Yeah, roll 3.
Is that really?
Yeah, do it.
All right, hell
Oh,
yeah.
starting
although
off
I was wondering,
strong.
can we also just tell them to tell us a lie and see?
Oh,
I mean, to be
like
fair, they could also fake that too, I suppose.
We need to test the truth meter.
They got to be
first.
really, really thinking on their feet that way.
Yeah, I think the things we'd have to catch them in a lie. Otherwise, they could just, if they pass their check, then we'd have to catch them in a lie. It's tricky. Let's just do it the inside. This is too hard. I also did bad.
You did.
The 14.
Quinn, by your reckoning, she is telling the truth.
All right. Next, or we gotta better form a line, or we're gonna be here all day.
I'll hand wave this. The other 5 or the other 4 step in and out, and they do the same thing. And you can make more insight checks, but they appear to have no knowledge of the Illithid folks.
I just want to remember, Anthony, when the Illithid came out, they kind of like let their plan, like they were, because they said something of like like they were paid for and that, right? Like, any chance, because it was things were happening very fast, that
Yeah.
I can kind of remember who they seem to be referencing in that? Because I think you kind of said that and it sounded like there was pointing, but with cameras, it doesn't
Sure.
translate.
Yeah. They would have been pointing at. Let me get my notes here. Rena would have been convinced by a gift. Talus would have been bribed. And I think that Zazria would have been set up to participate in some sort of a test of combat.
I think what Michael is saying is when the Illithids came into the room, they said, no, it wasn't supposed to be this way. You
Yep.
were paid. You
Yep.
were bribed. I
Yeah,
think
that's what
were
he's
the two.
saying.
Yeah, that is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So
Right. Right. So we're using context clues for that.
So I think when
so
Talus
when they
and
said
Rena,
bribe, they would have pointed to Talus. When they
Right.
said paid,
Yep.
they would have pointed to Rena.
so
and
then
they
I
would
think when they went through the zone of truth, that's what
Mhm.
Manny would want to ask. Say,
I see.
so Rena, what gift did they give you? Talus, what was your bribe? Zazria, what was this test of combat? Like, I just that's the thing we'd probably want to hear, because that's what they
Sure.
technically need to defend against. Yeah.
Sure. Each of them would very openly and earnestly state that yes, they received the thing that was that was spoken by the Illithids, but not via the Illithids. There would have been either human or elf agents that would have been acted as couriers for those things.
All right.
Sorry if I missed it. Do we know if the human or elf delegates invited these Illithids? Has that been discovered? Did they bring this upon
We've discovered nothing yet.
willingly?
Discovered
Okay.
nothing, and they're unconscious.
Yeah. I comically slap them until they wake up.
Roll for damage.
It's just one HP, I think, with unarmed strike without training. So
They awaken.
Manny does not look like a monster anymore, but they probably still think he does.
Yeah, because
I
of
think
bigotry.
you two. Yes, I think you two have some explaining to do, and he tosses them into the zone of truth, still tied.
Oh, lovely.
Nice.
Yeah. So I mean, Manny can do it. He goes, you're gonna tell us right now everything about these squid people and what you have to do with them.
I think at that, Caliphate kind of like gives Marin a hard look, as if to say, "You first." And Marin looks around at the zone of truth, and they sigh, and they say, "We." I discovered a vault many centuries ago as I was questing for artifacts in our great republic, and these things were unknowingly awakened. And if my magical intuition is correct, a spell was placed on me, and through me, some of my confidants, my compatriots, and later Caliphate herself. They have been acting and shaping parts of the government for hundreds of years,
How
but being
Hundreds.
but being incredibly quiet about it.
how the stuff in the primer, how much
Yeah.
do our characters know about that?
Within reason, what are you looking at?
Well, there's the one god, um,
Kind of whales.
the
or something?
Leviathan. That has been a long dead god.
Yeah.
Do we know what that is?
You might have heard the name in like myths and stories,
Okay.
but definitely not as much as the other gods.
Can I make a religion check to make the connection in character?
Between
Just that
To see if there is a
well,
connection
the
between like, the
Leviathan
elephant.
maybe has tentacles, and these things maybe have tentacles.
Leviathan's like a
Oh, it's like a
let you
giant
make-
fish.
sea
I'll
dragon.
I'll
type
let you
thing.
make that check, Joe. But I do want to point out that while yes, the Leviathan might have tentacles, I think there is a god that 100% definitely does have tentacles
you mean
as
the
part
one-
of its anatomy.
You mean the one like two above the Leviathan? Yeah,
I
okay.
do, yeah. The octopus?
Yeah, the octopus. Look, I'm just really
No,
excited
the
about the
elephant,
Leviathan.
But yeah, religion check away.
Yeah, okay. That's a 20.
Yeah, you know that.
Okay. The illithid is just a thing in the primer. Okay.
Found it.
I just tried to search for it. It's because it's Ithalid in the primer.
Oh, I make that typo constantly. Apologies.
That's why I just saw this because I literally did a Command F. I was like, is it in the primer? Then I'm like,
What's
now it's just
the
the Iliad.
the other?
It should be illithid in my brain, or it should be ithalid in my brain.
The second race there. How do you pronounce that?
Cacalia?
Yes. What is that?
That is a human on top, octopus on the bottom, like Ursula
Got it.
in Little Mermaid.
Okay.
Ursula Kin. Got it.
Ursula kid. Excellent.
Those artifacts you were searching for, you didn't happen to come across a mask, did you?
You can tell that like he tries to lie or avoid it, but like I'm sorry, they try to lie and avoid it, but shake their head and say, "We were looking for the mask of Rivu."
Did you find it?
No, we did not.
Do you think these beings knew where they were? Knew where, like, do you think it was where these beings came from?
It's possible. It looked to be there at one point, but when we arrived at the altar, the mask chamber, the mask was gone.
Hmm.
Where was this vault?
In the north of the Republic.
I have a question. After you knew that these creatures were
I really thought you were like, I have a question. Fuck you.
That was for Victog. That's his favorite question.
after these creatures began manipulating the council, why didn't you try to stop them in your oh so powerful old self?
Well, for one, I was under their thrall. They cast a spell on me that I, even in my magical prowess, was unable to break. But second, they rewarded me in ways that I enjoyed.
See that, Nerkella?
Oh, those
Not so
tentacles.
powerful.
What's that?
They really knew how to use those tentacles, huh?
Oh, now, Joe. But also,
God.
maybe.
The fisherman's
I've
wife.
seen that part in Baldur's Gate.
So it turns out you not wanting others in here was just your own weakness and your own inability to defend yourself. Disappointing. And I'll turn around and kind of walk away.
Damn. Fucking cold.
But you're also like in a wading pool, so you're really more like sloshing away.
It's like a
Sloshing.
natural environment for me. I'm
Yeah.
a turtle.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Skates around away on his Heelys
Yeah.
in the water.
See ya. Heelys off.
The like awkward
So I
push
think-
off you do in a hot tub to get to the other side without standing up.
I think Vera says, why did they task you with the actions you were supposed to undertake?
What?
What?
Why do they care about the turtles joining?
It was my understanding that they did not want an additional voice of opposition to their comfortable shadow rule.
I think at that, Vera turns to the Spectre, and I think she says the same thing. She kind of like snaps to get its attention and says, "You are bound to me until I choose to let you leave. You will answer my questions. Do you understand?"
It just glares at you.
She's going to take Cathar out of the pocket dimension that she has been hiding Cathar in.
Okay. I
And
mean, you
she's
already
going
had
to-
it out during the battle, didn't you?
No. I mean,
Oh.
I didn't make any attacks with my scythe. I used only my kind of magical abilities. But
Sure.
let's say it's for, even if I did, let's say for a flourish, she put it away and brought it back out.
Okay.
And she's going to press the two sides, the two scythes on it around its neck. And she's going to say, "I promise you, I can make this time last a very, very long time if I have to." And I think she's going to call on Cathar to imbue the blade with some of his like resonance or energy,
Yeah.
because I think that would be the thing that kind of gives this Illithid pause, that there might be some cosmic energy that could actually fuck its soul up or like cause it a significant amount of pain. And
Yeah.
I think I'm just resting the blades there.
Make an intimidation check with advantage.
Yes, sir.
A DC of 15.
16.
Nailed
Yeah.
it. It makes sort of a gurgling sound in the lungs that it does not have
Mm.
and says, "Very well."
Is anything that has been said about your purpose so far by these council members been a lie? Or has any of it been untrue?
They speak the truth.
You will tell me, why do you seek to control Ariabus?
We sought to govern the nation of the most magically powerful of Hebria.
Are the three of you, the one that is dead, or there was three of them, yeah. The one
Yep.
that is dead, you, and the one that is frozen, the only of your kind in this realm?
No.
Are other nations under a similar thrall?
Not to my knowledge.
Insight check.
Not yet.
You
Sure.
can do an insight check, sure.
Yeah, I just want to
for
see
it.
if the fact that the not to my knowledge, is he holding back information?
Sure. You can make an insight check. We'll say DC 17.
19.
The specter appears to be telling the truth.
Okay.
Are you three the only ones on Ariabus?
No.
Are any other council members influenced by your kind? Council members in this room influenced by your kind?
The specter looks across at the council and says, all of them but the turtle and the gorgon were influenced, but none so direct as these two.
I think she'll leave her scythe there, and she will look to the council members and say, do you have any questions that you would like answered?
Nephra steps forward and says, "No, not from this one, thank you. I think that what we shall do is, those of us not in the zone of truth, yet on the council, will take this one," and she pats the statue, "and question it in a uh, more private setting."
I've seen that Baldur's Gate cutscene.
I think at that, Vera will turn back to the one that's her thrall and will say, can your kind communicate with each other telepathically?
Yes.
If you... Let me rephrase this. What is the name of the one who is petrified? What do we call him?
He is known as Karda.
Kar, the or da?
I'll put it in the chat.
Nice. Karda.
The old QH.
Yeah, we love it. I think she turns to the council members and says, I think it goes without saying that given their successful history of infiltrating this country, its politicians, and its governance, you should not take Kada lightly when and how you choose to unpetrify him. This is not a mere trifle. And next time, it could have even more dire consequences. And I think do we know who the most, like, actually, can I roll an Arcana? Can I know who the most powerful magical being is in this room? Like, of the council members, like, who has the most magic, like,
Sure.
power, I guess?
Sure.
Is it over 9,000 if I roll for, to measure Arcana? Let's see. Ooh, it's a nat 20.
Damn.
Wow, that's when I get the nat
That's
20.
when you
Yeah,
needed
okay.
it, Greg. Yeah.
Yeah.
Marin is the most powerful magically. I
Yeah.
think that Myron is followed up closely by Nephra and Zepha.
Okay.
Great, and
And-
they were enthralled easily.
What's that?
Well,
Mirren,
yeah.
they were enthralled right away, and they're
Well,
the
we
most
don't-
powerful.
You don't know the circumstances that happened.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Nick.
It's
Okay, from my point of view, currently they were enthralled right away.
We
true,
have
but-
a magic stone that will show us.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. It'd be nice to have that flashback.
yeah. I think just as like a just to kind of move beyond this piece, I think knowing that. So you said it was Mirren, Nephra, and who was the last one again?
Zepha.
Zepha. I think she points to the three of them and says, "I would suggest that two of the three of you are always together when questioning Kada moving forwards. Let none of you be alone."
How can we
Do you
even know
understand?
that these two can be trusted anymore?
We
And
don't.
points t-
But at this point, we have to choose to work together, knowing that this secret has been let out. And I think it is clear that some of these actions were taken against the will of the individuals, which we cannot fault them for. Otherwise, why was this whole trial
Mhm.
taking place?
Yeah, I think Manny kind of plants he leans on his sword and like they're still like in the zone. He goes, "Yeah, you're lucky that some people here really don't believe in the death penalty for doing things under the duress of a spell, huh?"
I think with that, she'll kind of like hand was it Talus that was the kind of overseer of the trial? Was that her?
Yeah, they
Or
were the
was it-
four-person.
Yeah. I think she'll turn over to Talus and she'll say, "I realize this is now a slightly unorthodox trial, but you are still the foreperson of the proceedings. What would you like to do with the information at hand and the captive that you have? How do we resolve and move on from today's proceedings into what is next?"
Talus crosses her arms and sits down on this ledge that her token is resting on. And she says, with the newfound knowledge that we have gained about what has happened in the last significant bit of history, I will cede my foremanship to Nephra. I have unknowingly taken the influence of these creatures, and I feel it would be best if Nephra and Nurkella lead from now on.
Turning to Nephra, then she kind of like Vera kind of gives her a nod, and then says to her group. So she turns to Wenai and Manny, and Quinn, and says, "And what about you three? What do you think we should do? What do you want?"
Kind of like to get out of this pool.
That was always an option.
I think
Getting all wrinkly.
I think the council survived before us, and now that this evil has been rooted out, they will likely survive after us. And it's not really my place to dictate how a city is run.
I,
Whole
I,
nation.
I would say
A nation, yeah.
I would say I'm of the same opinion. I feel like we're leaving this council stronger than when we left it. Stronger than when we arrived. And I think it's now time to leave them to their own devices.
I think Vera will turn then back to her thrall and say, I am not letting you go just yet. You will still come with me and obey me until I feel your time is through. But I have 2 last questions. The first is, what is the purpose of your people here? You were discovered in a vault and awoken. Why are you here? Are you from time
Greg-
immemorial, or are you
Yeah,
from
are you
somewhere
asking
else?
like why are they here
Spectre.
on Hebria, or why are they here in this chamber?
What do you,
Why-
let me
Why are we
just
all
what-
here, Greg?
Yeah, let me just
Cosmically.
let me just yeah, let me make it more simple, I guess. What is it that your people want? You want to control the islands with the most magical power. I could understand why, but surely if there are more of you in other nations, are you from here? What are you actually after?
What is it that the Gorgons want? You are a diverse people, as are we.
Self-determination.
That was a rhetorical question. I cannot speak for the nation of Illithid. Only our group which sought to control Ariabus.
In that case, my last question is, how would you like to be put to rest?
Quickly.
She takes the blade away from it, but leaves the spell for now so that he's still around, but otherwise kind of turns away. And I think looks to the rest of the group and says, I'm ready to leave this pool when you are.
Only last thing Manny would like to do is holding his sword is do a quick scan of the council and see how willing they would be to give the heroes who just saved their entire country the Star of Ariabus.
Just like kind
Just
of
a-
Just like
gauging like
yeah.
vibe
just
check,
gauging
or
that I'm
are you
doing
gonna?
this is a vibe check. No, he doesn't want to say it that they want
Okay.
it because he knows they can't do it. I just want to see like how inclined they be like, oh, they would clearly give anything for the heroes who just saved the country. Just to see. That's a 17 with my sword.
You should probably ask.
Hey, it could happen. Who knows?
Get her right.
So about payment.
I was waiting for Quinn to say it. I wasn't gonna bring it up.
Quinn knows how he's gonna get this thing.
No, not the star. I mean payment in general.
Oh. I mean, that is a good point now that you bring that up. Quinn is gonna hand an invoice to Nurkella.
You can make this out to Kenneth
poor
Adams.
Nurkella, she
Yeah.
just joined.
Is
He's
it
in charge now.
Is it itemized?
It is itemized.
What is your legal defense fee versus your
What's our labor rate?
your
it's actually
your combating externalities?
It's
fee?
two separate invoices.
Oh.
He hands one to Vasla too for legal fees.
Of course.
Vasla.
That's awesome.
I don't want to put actual numbers to it, but
Okay.
We'll leave those to your imagination,
yeah.
Anthony.
It's detailed.
Nurkella looks at hers and says, I think you'll need to take this to the billing office.
I was hoping you could deliver it for me. I think I have a feeling we're not gonna be in this country for much longer.
You'll have to understand, young one. We somewhat have our hands full here on my first day.
Quinn's gonna roll his eyes, and I assume like someone has like a like not like a purse, like a bag of documents or something.
There's
Like
actually
one
been a
of
stenographer in
the
the corner of the
other
room the whole time.
like one
who's
of the
kind
other council members has like a bag of personal effects. Maybe.
We're just robbing them now.
No, I'm putting the invoice
Okay.
in their bag.
Alright,
He's
okay.
reverse robbing. Yeah.
I think the only one who showed up to this meeting with a bag of any kind is Caliphate.
Oh, that's fine. There's another invoice for curse breaking.
Love that.
I love all these change orders. When I's gonna head down towards Victog,
Yeah.
and kind of solemnly pay respects. Manny, would you mind helping me carrying him out of here?
Well, of course, when it comes helps.
If you need, young one, you can leave him, and I will see to it that he is
No.
honored in our
No.
people's way.
We can carry him.
She nods respectfully.
Can you help carry him out?
That's all I want to do before we leave. That was the last thing. I'm kind
Sure.
of done with all these folk.
Sorry, Nick. I just want to ask, what's your plan here with Victor? We're gonna
Bring him
go
back
out.
to leave. Get him on a cot of some kind of
Sure, just out of the pool more.
out of the pool. Yes, yeah.
He's
Okay.
not in the pool. He's on the edge.
We bring him out. We lay him out. But I'm saying, like, you didn't want us to like carry him out to the countryside and bury him or something, right?
No, I
Okay.
mean yes, but no.
Yeah, because I was saying, like, I think we have other things to do.
We do.
Nephra will step forward and say, Vera, to you and your group, you have the council's utmost thanks. And we will ensure that your team is well rewarded for the service you have done to our republic. Now, if you will excuse us, I think you'll understand that we still have a lot of business to take care of here as a council.
I thank you on the behalf of my group for your empathy and understanding and acceptance of the Turtles joining our proud nation. I think I speak for all of us here, well, most of us, when I say that that is the strength of Erebus and should not be forgotten. And yeah, I think we can head out of this room.
Okay. So as you head out here, you see the I think Zazria pulls like a long rope from the ceiling, and that summons a couple of attendants who retrieve the star from the pool and start to bring it back upstairs.
It's in like a carrying thing. We
Yeah,
established
it's in
before.
like an Ark of the Covenant style.
Okay.
A litter.
Oh, we're gonna follow the Star of Erebus out of the.
Very good. I will bring you. Oh, as you depart, Vera Fazla touches your shoulder with her bound hands, and she says, Thank you.
It is right. And I think she turns back towards Vasla and gives her a short but brisk hug. Like, I meant not short and brisk. I meant short and tight hug.
Sure.
And then wheels around and says, this won't be the last time we see each other, but it may be a while. And heads out to follow the group.
Okay. I will bring you to the reception hall of the Capitol building, where the guards are bringing the star. And you
So
are sort of like right behind them.
at some point, it's gonna pass through like the lobby entrance area, right? Because it's like a tradition, like closing of the session kind of thing.
Yeah, I would say that this is like the lobby reception. Like this, there's probably like a stairway that you came up from here. This would be the entry to the hallway where the vault is, and then
Okay.
over on this side would be where like the main door of the Capitol is.
Okay, so I'm imagining the turtles are going hog wild celebrating. And it's like very loud and like
Yeah, picture like the end of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. So I think oh my god, what's her name?
Nurkilla?
No.
Your friend.
My friend.
Tony the Tiger?
Kiara.
Kiara, thank you.
The tiger.
Kiara the Tiger?
So Quinn is gonna send a message to Kiara.
Yeah.
Saying now. Kiara is gonna open the door and let like the people celebrating
the outer door?
The outer door to the outside. She's gonna come in from the outside.
Got it.
Kind of like bringing the party into this room.
Sure. Let me grab her. Oh, she's not that small.
She's so small.
And let me grab a turtle token to duplicate.
The party.
Let me grab some party. Let's see. I
cannot make myself bigger. Just like in real life.
Ew.
Okay, maybe the scale is a little large. Let's go there. Did I not make this part of the map layer? Yeah.
I wish there was a way to have it not be gridded and on the map layer.
You can turn off.
Yeah, he can.
Oh, okay.
Get rid of the grid.
Maybe I will. How do I do that?
I think it's in the map.
Drop down
It's the map
change.
layer. Yeah.
You have to do the thing where you would be adding new scenes.
Yeah.
And in that
settings.
So
that
drop
settings.
It down in those settings, yeah.
Yep. Consider it gone.
I'm kind of glad filling my wine doesn't pick up on mic, because it would sound like someone's peeing.
True.
If anyone heard, Joe was actually just pissing.
I was pissing, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't drink.
I got a
just
bottle.
piss
I got a bottle under my desk
of wine.
of wine.
No,
No, it's a box
Actually-
of wine, a bottle of piss.
technically it's a bag of wine.
The downside of this is that I don't have anything. I don't have a grid to scale to. with my token sizing.
So actually, you could have the grid still and just make it transparent.
Well, we're so tiny compared to those chairs.
I don't care anymore.
Those chairs are huge.
This is supposed to be theater of the mind. Okay, so Kiara has opened the doors per your
Yes.
instruction. Turtles have started to come in. They party in.
This is where our predetermined actions will go off. So we have 2 predetermined actions, one of which is someone sets off fireworks in this room.
Yes.
We have paid off someone to set off fireworks.
Okay. We'll say that it's this guy.
Yeah. Number 2, we have found someone to cast silence over the Star of Ariabis.
Okay. Do you imagine that is also a turtle?
Not a turtle, I think. I think just like
Talked specifically.
whatever the whatever the range on silence is.
Because I think we had talked about maybe having Vera's spellcasting friend connect us with someone.
Yeah.
Sintra. Yes.
The range is 120 feet. I'm imagining someone is standing 120 feet outside the door, casting it, and then leaving.
Okay. That happens. And the range on silence is
120 feet. I just looked it up.
That's not the range that I'm.
Oh, it's a 20-foot
meant,
radius sphere.
Thank you.
Centered on a point you choose.
Okay.
While this is happening, a figure is going to run, grab the Star of Ariabis out of the thing.
Yep.
And run outside. Hang on, I need to check. Okay, wait.
We know it's very heavy.
It is.
Would you say they're 15 feet from the door?
Probably not.
Shit. Hang on.
Flashback. The guy
you
who
cast silence, but there's a complication.
the
They're
guy who
not 15 feet from the door.
The guy who constructed the palace made it 15 feet shorter on that side, like that scene in Ocean's 12.
What's the concentration spell? One action. How do you feel about linking silent images together?
Not great.
Okay.
Here's the thing: we could use a flashback to get a powerful like potion of something.
Yeah.
You've got 3 flashbacks to use.
My hope is used a one of the flashbacks after this, but that's okay.
I mean, what are you trying to do?
Yeah,
right?
what's the
Like, we
goal
can-
here?
The goal is
Someone's gonna get it and
to have
like, get out of here.
a silent image pick up the Star of Ariabis and run outside, leaving the real Star of Ariabis in the container that we could just grab.
Sure, like a
Um,
distraction.
Yeah.
What if there's a scroll of some sort? There are powerful like fake images, right?
Yeah, there are.
I don't-
Like Phantasm or something?
Okay, so illusion spells.
If you want to use a flashback, I can have you have an artifact that can cast that.
Major image, I think, is which is a 3rd level spell.
Can you believe he started as corporal image?
Major image?
Boo.
I made that joke physically, but not verbally.
God, this is only a 20-foot cube. God damn it.
But I mean, okay, it doesn't have to be an exact spell. Anthony is saying,
Yeah, okay.
Handwave, and
So-
we have something that can do what we're asking for it to do.
Yeah, so the
And
idea
it won't even cost you any stress.
the idea is a figure will run through, grab the star, put on a like cloth that looks like is decorated like the turtle shells are all painted the same. And then
Okay.
we'll run outside through the party.
Got it. And okay, so that's going to consume one of your 3 flashbacks.
Mhm.
You've got you acquired an item that lets you create this magical simulacrum that illusorily does this.
Yes.
Okay. So a hooded figure comes in. I'm just going to use Cathar here because it's got a hooded figure on it.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
Runs in,
Yoink.
yoinks, throws on a cloak that has the same painted pattern as all these turtles, and then dashes into the crowd. The guards are understandably spooked.
Also
They should go
silenced.
after, right?
They're quietly but understandably spooked.
quietly spooked.
What was that, Michael?
Well, would they go after this thief?
Yes. So I think they start to run.
I think an easy flashback because this thing is super big, and I think one of the things we would need is some way to make it small. And I'm wondering if maybe we could have a scroll of reduce to shrink this giant 120-pound football into something tiny that we can pocket.
Quick question, which I don't know because I've never looked at that spell. Does making something tiny give it the same weight?
That's what
Even
I'm
though it's
looking up.
Weight is multiplied or reduced.
Or
It
reduced.
becomes
This
This is an
1/8 of its
Ant-Man.
normal. It becomes 1/8 of its normal weight. I can see
Interesting.
in the.
Alright.
So it'd still be heavy. But if it's small enough for like Manny to hold in his palm and just like
Yeah, sure.
he could.
It's a dumbbell, not even.
Right. Yeah.
So
Oh,
it's
yeah,
a
for
running
him,
weight.
I mean, if it was you said it was like 120 pounds, Anthony. So like
You could
now it's
eat it.
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah. So 1/8 would be like 15 pounds. Like yeah, easy. So yeah, I think that was saying the guards have run out. There's a party. It is quiet. I think. Can anyone use scrolls basically?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought
Yep.
that we.
Otherwise, Vera has to do it, but or Quinn. But otherwise, Manny's happy to do it and pocket it really quick.
I think Manny
I
should
thought
do
that
it.
in our Miro setup of this world, we said no scrolls.
Did we?
I think
Actually-
so.
That does ring a bell.
Only one way to find out.
I don't want to fire up Miro right now.
I'm
okay.
fairly certain.
I mean, honestly, I was like, I'm fine having it be a magical item, but that just seems more
It can be a magical
powerful.
item. But it's not just like scroll. You can't just have a scroll that casts that particular spell, especially since we hand waved the major image.
Right, but as I'm saying, like having a scroll is actually having an item that can do the thing multiple times.
Could it be a
is-
wand with one charge
Sure.
that
Who
breaks
says,
after
who
use?
says it's multiple? Who says it's
yeah,
multiple
sure.
times?
Sure.
That's just smart. I'm fine with it. However you want. Whatever makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's have it be a wand with one charge. That's fine.
Okay. So Manny shrinks it, pockets the stone.
Okay. I need you guys to roll a die of some kind. I
Yeah.
think that you do that.
Group
and-
performance.
No, I think that I'm gonna have you do a sleight of hand as where's my token? I think that as you like you use the wand and you cast it. I think Eliza like comes up the stairs behind you.
Oh boy.
Eliza, it's good to see you.
Hey,
Why flirt?
Would you like some
Fla-
soup?
Flashback. Eliza and Wanei are 13. It's
Hey.
the end of 8th grade. They are
And-
hanging out on a cliff on Makeout Cove.
That's not how these are supposed to be used,
or are
But
they?
I'll allow it.
but I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if you need Manny to do a sleight of hand, I can
Hang
do
on,
that.
Greg, is that the tactic you want to use?
No, it's
Well,
flavor
okay,
text. I think
because,
It's,
like,
it's actually a question for Nick
It's
though,
not a-
because
No,
Nick
that's
also just
not
spent,
a bad idea. Yes.
why not you just spend a
this
couple
is
days with
this
them?
is your journey. You decide.
That's very true, Michael. He did spend a series of days with the turtles.
Yes. And
Doesn't he have a
One-Eye doesn't really want anything to do with the heist, but like gets distracted by Eliza coming up and I want to say this is kind of my
Oh.
flashback, flash current. Unwillingly tries to distract her, or unknowingly distracts
Yeah.
her from what's going on. Like actually just goes over and begins to talk to her.
No, I love that. I am gonna have you, instead of a like performance or anything, I think I'm just gonna have you roll
Straight Riz.
straight Riz, please. A DC of 13.
Riz it up, baby.
Oh, this is bad.
You did-
Is Riz a persuasion?
You did so well with your Riz last night with your soup. If only you could make soup
Yeah.
anywhere.
Oh,
Oh,
Pretty good.
Incredible.
Pretty good,
My
18.
God.
Nick, I think you rolled a save though.
Oh,
Is that
it's
not
negative
the
1.
same?
It's the same. It's exactly the
Oh,
same.
then yeah.
I don't
okay.
have proficiency in it, so
Okay. Yeah, I think she like caught sight of some commotion up here with Manny like approaching the
Mhm.
visibly empty cradle, but she is immediately.
I want to say
she is
honestly,
not giant.
it's not necessarily Riz. It's also talking about Victog's death. You know, I'm
Sure.
actually just having a serious conversation with her and
Yeah,
reminiscing.
so I think that she is brought in by the motion of what's kind of going on here with Manny and the cradle, but when you kind of step into the frame, her attention, her full attention is on you.
It's nice to see you.
Sorry, are we using a flashback to create some history here?
I don't think we need to. I don't think we need to. I don't know if we need to use
No.
one.
Unless
Okay.
unless you demand it, Anthony.
No, I think with the way that Nick set it up, I think that this works.
Cool.
Sorry, Nick, I interrupted you.
No worries. We don't actually have to do this role. You know what I mean? If you want to, we can, but everything else is kind of moving along, so I'd like to keep it moving along. I'm talking to her.
Sure.
Or when I is talking to her.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys are talking about serious, non-star related matters. That works. What are the rest of you doing? I will remind you that enlarge, reduce, while you are casting it with a wand, it still only has a duration of 1 minute.
Yeah, Manny's I think Manny moves, but he makes it sound like he's going after the thief.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
So he runs out into the crowd.
I will
Okay.
I will run after Manny and like also attempt to make it look like I'm going after the thief.
Sure. As you make your way through this crowd of turtles, I'm gonna have each of you make a Dex save.
Fuck.
Nailed it.
18
You have
for
inspiration, Joe?
I do. I will use inspiration on that roll.
Sure. Okay, so you get the 20.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, you pass through the turtles unscathed and make it out. Here, let's just bring these two. I'm going to copy these tokens. I'm just going to bring you to the exterior here. All your tokens are already there. Let's pop in some turtles. We got a bunch
And
of turtles.
I would like to
outside
say,
here.
seeing my friends leaving quickly, not knowing what really is going on, not trying to follow. I will follow eventually. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
not gonna dally too long.
Turn that off. Okay, so there's more turtles out here. I think Kiara follows behind. Unless, did you have a specific role for her, Joe?
Nope, just to open the door and like be there.
Okay. So yeah, she will. Oh, this is also her. Let's move her out of here.
Maybe she gave Manny the enlarge reduce wand.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So she passed Manny the wand.
He could have also had it the whole
Yeah.
time. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Just to give her something else to do except open a door.
Right. Yeah. So she'll, I think, kind of skirt around the turtles just to get out of there. And where is...
Before I leave the lies, I'll just say, maybe we should maybe get a
Where's-
cup of soup sometime together.
There's Manny. Okay.
Sorry, I forgot.
It's always soup.
The joke's been going on too long to quit now.
Yeah.
What
okay.
is a Bloody Mary but cold alcoholic soup?
There you go. It's like
Accurate.
gazpacho with alcohol.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which I have done, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Malort gazpacho.
Muller
No,
gazpacho.
No.
Spot short.
No.
Spot short.
Okay, so Manny has the star. You've made it through the crowd of turtles. You are now in the streets of Trisalis.
Man, it's times like this that I wish I wasn't getting cute and multi-classing, because if I had just gone one more level of barbarian, I would have had a swim speed and could breathe underwater in this canal city.
Damn.
We could just put it on a boat and just like
Only if you had a turtle in the group.
Do you have a swim speed?
a turtle who
Yes.
doesn't
Oh.
want to participate in the crime.
It's true.
Also, we're trying to keep turtles in good
Yes,
graces.
Yeah, we got it.
The whole idea was turtles are not involved in this.
Right.
Yeah, I have hold breath and a swim speed.
Nice. I do think yes. Like the thing is, we made a big show of going out, and then we need to blend into the crowd and slip onto a boat. Would be
Yeah.
like the best. Yeah. Like again, I feel it's very like usual suspects like Lassie, where like walking and then you like suddenly shift into a totally different kind of like mode. Mhm.
I think as we're running through the crowd, like presumably there's like a dock or like along the canals, there's like boats and stuff.
Sure.
As we're running, I'm going to instruct my thrall
Ooh.
who is with us to
Yeah.
stand on the main overpass bridge, like whatever the main thoroughfare is,
Yeah.
and to literally out loud say basically like what has happened, which is like the council has been corrupted. We are here to take over your lands. We have been in the shadows because nobody has probably seen.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
Well,
Presumably, no
shit.
one's seen an illithid, right? This is like a secret thing, right?
Yep.
So this essentially spectral illithid is gonna like stand up, and some people might be like, "Oh, that's just like another tin pot, like crazy person." But
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are gonna be like, "What the fuck is going on?" And I think like we'll recount in detail, like these are the names of your counselors. These two were under the influence of us. We are here to control, Erebus from the shadows, and like This is a stop everything and like what the fuck is going on enraptured like commotion town crier situation.
You're spilling all of the tea. All of it.
Not all of it, but what I want him to say is like there are other beings than this. Your government, like, start some like true
It's basically like alien
conspiracy
invasion.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like start
Wild.
that from the outside. And I will give him permission that once he sees that we are on our way, he can disappear and like rest.
You're gonna
Cool.
you're gonna dismiss him. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna need to roll for that. Greg, take an inspiration. That's so cool.
Boom.
That's wild.
Love
The
that.
consequences are going to be so weird.
Yes, they are.
We're not going to be here.
Oh.
Who cares?
Hey,
Neither will he.
we're just
Yeah.
destabilizing government.
This is gonna be a UFO sighting. Like this is
Yeah.
gonna be
But in the
we all saw
capital.
it. We all saw it. We all saw it.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot. This distracts a lot of people.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And then I guess we can use our last flashback on having prepared a boat.
That's
Okay.
what I was thinking.
Yeah, you can do that. I do think I'm going to throw another complication at you. I think that when you get to like about, let's say here, you're a group, you're all together. When you get to about there is when the spell ends.
Hmm.
The enlarge.
The reduce.
Yeah. Sorry.
It
So I think-
enlarges from its reduction.
So I think getting on the boat, Manny would have taken it out of his pocket. I think that would.
Not my pants.
He's already like hulked out so that he's only in torn purple pants anyway. But no, he takes it. I think that's it. Preparing this boat.
Yeah.
I imagine there's actually it's like a boat that's like maybe spices or has like a bunch of barrels, and it's like one is deliberately much lower so that you could like basically shove the rock in and it would just expand, and even though it's closed it'll be fine. So basically they
Oh,
have,
sure.
the only thing I would say, and I don't know if this is too much, is that we know this is like a blindingly magical item, so anyone casting something like detect magic would see this. Is
Well,
there a
how
way
long
to
does
block
silence?
that?
How long does silence last?
Well,
Silence
silence
doesn't
isn't
block that.
on here anymore.
Yeah.
The
Silence is
silence,
on
the
the-
silence
on the
was on
cradle.
the crate because I didn't want them to like dimension door away.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. Never mind.
I can cast minor illusion on it.
Yeah,
like,
but I think
That's
is there a way to
that's
block detect magic
mundane.
specifically?
I don't, not that I have. That's like a really high wizard thing.
Yeah, I don't think you can hide that type of magic at our level.
So we're just kind of hoping that that doesn't happen, I think.
Oh, apparently a thin sheet of lead? Yeah.
Oh,
if we have
yeah.
a lead-lined, literally like a barrel with a sheet of lead, like a lead-lined barrel.
I've got
That's
a
what we've
pot.
shoved it into.
Is there any lead in it?
I hope
Hopefully
not.
There's a steel
Cast lead
too.
pot.
There's some kind. It's like a thickness of steel too that'll block it.
Blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin
Oh.
sheet of lead.
So we literally
Or
could put it
3
in the pot.
Oh my god, the pot.
That's true. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Soup
I guess
pot.
we gotta put it in the soup pot then. That's the only thing that makes sense.
So funny.
What are you guys
Oh my
doing
God,
with that?
I am walking through the city with my big pot of gazpacho. It is, I am going to my catering boat.
my giant pot of chili. Oh no.
I guess you could say we cast Pot of Greed.
Ooh, that's very good,
Pot of
Michael. Pot of feed.
Um,
Better than pot of feet.
I'm
I
gonna
right?
throw, I think, one more complication at you.
Okay.
I think that as you are getting to the boat and like loading it on, that a couple of, not the same guards as before, but like a couple of just like patrolling
City guards.
city
you.
guards. You there? What's that?
Well, this is just our big pot of soup.
Cool. Move along.
Do you? It's a party. We're just Bring in our big pot
Yeah,
of soup.
actually, can we pretend? So we got on the boat, but like, can we pretend like there are drinks and libations? It's like again, it's like this is a boat, and it's like we are partying and just like being like we're celebrating the turtles, like oh, like it's a big day. Have some soup, have a beer. And we like start like trying to like carouse basically.
Sure.
If they have soup from the pot that contains the Star of Arribus, do they
Oh my
sync
god!
up?
Wait, say that again?
So
they have
if
soup.
they have so Star Arribus in pot,
Yeah.
there's soup in the pot. If we give them a cup of the soup, do they sync up like
I
mind
see
link?
God.
Yes. Yes, they do.
Wow, this soup is really fucking
I
good.
mean, we don't know that, I guess. But
I don't think it's like not like radiation. I don't think it's
No.
like
no, it's not gonna kill
Yeah.
him. But I
No,
just
but remember we had to drink the
No, it's-
water.
Yeah.
That's
we
what
had
made
to
us
drink
Yeah,
the
see.
water.
it was a shared
Mhm.
Oh, I
uh,
see. I
the
see.
shared
Yeah.
liquid. Okay, I will have everyone who is trying to deceive these guards with this particular ruse make a deception check.
Ooh, all right.
this gonna be a 28 critical success.
Oh,
Damn,
wow.
Joe.
yeah, that is
not
a
for
nat
Greg though.
fail. Yeah, but inspiration I would just get a 4, so I'm not gonna burn my inspiration here. I'll let his nat 20 be
got
the
it.
start, and we'll stumble through. We'll figure it out.
Sure. And then this is Kiara.
I'm not trying to deceive the guards.
Oh,
Damn.
no,
Kiara,
so
my-
this is
professional thieves.
what a fucking
The-
spread we have here.
Kiara
Holy
the
shit!
professional.
Yeah, I think
2
that
crits,
like
successes, 1 crit fail.
yeah, with and then you're not trying to deceive them at all.
I'm not saying anything. I'm pretty neutral at this.
Are
Okay.
you
Well,
rowing?
you're still
My-
you're
my
you're still kind of coming out of the temple, right? Like or of the
Well,
building.
how would you
right?
have
You're
the
not-
pot
he's
if
with
I
us,
was in the building?
He's with us. He
Oh,
said
I
he was
see,
coming
I
with
see.
us.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He caught up. Yeah. Okay. Hmm.
My
Maybe we need a
my
little
like
roll.
headcanon is
Maybe
we
need a
didn't.
little roll.
My headcanon is we didn't really know that. Like we just dropped it in Wanai's pot when it was small, and it just
Mhm.
got bigger and heavier as it grew bigger.
I wonder
But he
I wonder if I would have noticed.
doesn't
tracking
necessarily
my weight.
know. It weighs a lot. You would notice.
Like 120 pounds. Yeah.
I mean, I've
Can I
got
make an
18
argument?
strength.
You
Can I
would
make an
still
argument
know.
that
Okay.
I think it's probably fair that if he's not trying to deceive anyone,
Yeah.
but maybe he needs to do a different kind of role to be like the tiebreaker between like I crit failed, which is bad. Michael failed, but we got 2 crit successes, so it's like it doesn't have to be a deception, but maybe there needs to be like a a something to sell it that like he might just be like the staff cooking or like I don't know, like
Yeah.
there's got to be like something to like turn
How
them
good's the
away.
soup?
Or,
Nick,
do
why
a
don't
do a
you-
soup
yeah.
roll?
Soup roll.
Why don't you just make a luck check, Nick?
Ooh.
D20 plus anything?
That's not what luck check is. It's just
What's
D20.
a luck check?
Just a
Okay.
D20.
Just a flat D20.
Oh my
Oh
god!
my god! Natural one.
That's awesome. I love this.
What?
Oh
We
my
might have to fight them,
goodness.
non-lethally. Who knows?
Wait, so the 8 is the tiebreaker.
Yeah, it is.
That's so funny. Oh my god.
That is
Okay.
incredible.
Nice.
I think that so with these 2 critical failures and 2 critical successes, I think that Quinn, you and Kiara like lock eyes as soon as you see that like that Vera and Wanai have beefed it.
Yeah.
And I think that like I'm not gonna say this costs like an additional flashback. Like I think you have a contingency.
We flipped the boat.
What?
So like it's like I'm imagining like a gondola. So like
Yeah.
we take it and just like fully flip it over.
Are the guards in the boat with us, Anthony?
No, they're on the side.
They're on the
Anthony,
side.
can my natural one just be falling into the water with the pot and everything? Honestly, and going underneath.
Well, that's why I'm flipping the boat.
He's doing this
So-
because
Oh.
you have
So
who I
you
think can
and
swim with it.
yeah.
I can breathe underwater for an hour.
Right. That's why he's doing this.
Yeah.
Like
That's why I'm flipping the boat.
his contingency plan is to say, like, by flipping the boat, you'd be the only one who could conceivably carry and take the gem because you can breathe underwater and have a swim speed. So you could, like, covertly underwater and we can find our way
I
separately.
think that's a fun idea.
Or we
but
could
I
come
think-
back for it later. Like
Sure,
yeah, it's like a whoa, like an accident flipping the boat.
I think that we have to pivot here and say that, like, the way to get out of this scenario is that Quinn and Kiara need to do something to move this, like, forward, and it probably should not involve Vera and Wanai.
Oh,
because they
okay.
need it. So, like, relying on his swim speed, his breathing and swim speed, I'm gonna say is a no-go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if I can introduce maybe a possibility, Kiara says we could do the I need like a place name. The I am just so
place
blanking on I'm
I was
blanking
like,
on
I
the-
gotta open the map.
Yeah, let me just open the map.
The
This is this is very cool and right in the moment.
What if it was like the Mornish night? The
Yeah.
Mornish.
We could do a Karkari waltz. That's not bad, Greg. We could do a Mornish waltz.
I mean, you know, I'm always down for one of those.
And she motions to a there's a cart and a couple of horses, like, in an alleyway around the corner. We could do it. Mornish waltz. You lead.
You know, I always lead. And I'm going to
Yeah.
jump from the boat. Jump off of the soldier. And then into the cart with the horse.
You're not going to help her carry the thing?
Oh, I thought it was a distraction.
Yeah,
I was thinking distraction
in the pod.
Oh, I think the idea was that you pivot.
Oh, sure. Okay. That makes more sense.
Well, actually, I think in a way, so Anthony, what it could be is them making this run for it makes the guards chase after them, leaving me and Wanai and Manny free to take the boat. Because I think we've established, I don't think Kiara and Quinn can even
together we
carry
could
this
we
well,
could lift it.
Yeah,
together
but not
they could.
gracefully.
And if it's in the pot, how are they gonna?
You know, both grab a handle.
Grab a handle.
Oh yeah, you take the pot.
Yeah.
I see. Okay,
Take the whole pot.
I mean, otherwise, Anthony, like Manny's gonna knock these guards out, put them in a barrel, and we're gonna drop them off like very far away from.
I was thinking
like,
of just casting hideous laughter.
The magical cauldron itself weighs 100 pounds.
Oh fuck! Wait.
Oh fuck!
Wait, 220. We definitely could not carry that.
No, you could not. Yeah, so I think if you were going to try to make an alternate getaway in there, it would just have to be you two lifting the star and going for it.
I mean, they don't know that the star is in. Like they just know that something's weird.
Yeah, they are suspicious of you.
So my thought is, the something weird is Kiara and I run.
Drunk as shit and they're rambunctious.
Can I make a different pivot? Sure. Out of one of the barrels, Snips pops out. Snips is covered in jewelry, Like I'm thinking, like this is like Aladdin and Abu style. Leaps out like on their heads and like jumps past them and runs off into the crowd, trailing jewels. And I will spend 100 gold to do this.
That doesn't use the crits that Kiara and Quinn got, but I love that so much that we're doing it.
It could be that. I mean, they had to go purchase all this gold and stuff and decorated a weasel with it.
No, that's fine. I think we'll use these crits in a different way. I don't know how. But yes, I love that. Let's do that. So Snips, bedecked, jumps out and distracts them in a very earnest way.
And yeah, so they chase after him. He's got like gold bangles, diamonds, everything's flipping off of him as
And the
as
Benny
he
Hill
jumps around.
soundtrack plays. And he goes in and out of spaces.
Yes, so that distracts the guards.
Amazing. Go, go, go. And Manny pushes them off and like starts.
I jump in the
starts
boat
paddling.
and it sinks.
See, you
It's
get
so heavy. So now I have the Star of Barabbas, everybody. Just so you know.
it's
Now
true.
we have to kill one
yeah.
eye.
So
It is in my possession, in
you
my
get
cauldron.
you get to the end of the thing. Canal?
The canal, yes.
Yes. And you make it to here. Let me grab your tokens. The gang. Oops. Okay.
To keep
You
everyone
make it
outside.
to this part of the city. You get out of the the canal comes to an end.
Sink the boat.
Light it on fire.
Yeah.
Torch it.
I think that here I'm not sure. Here, well, let me grab these two.
Quinn, I do not appreciate you including me in your thievery.
I mean,
There we go. There are still partiers around.
Mhm.
The whole city is abuzz with celebration. It's not just turtles here, though.
you heard Vadrick. We're getting extra
Did he even promise us anything? Are we what?
No, he just told us about this opportunity.
That seems like we're in a bargaining position now.
yeah, we always need to be one up on Vadrick.
It seems like I'm in a bargaining position. Remember that sextant you stole from the captain? If you
Manny
want
has
this
it
to
still.
if you want this to go down, I'm gonna need that back.
Manny like scratches it because Manny's the one who's had it in his possession the whole time. Like, oh yeah, you
Wait,
could have just asked any time. Sure.
When did you get it? I thought Quinn had it.
Quinn stole it and gave it to Manny to hide, and Manny has just held onto it the whole time.
Yeah, he's had it the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, sure.
I tried to steal it at one point,
Well, it would have been really hard to steal it from
From
because you
Quinn.
didn't have it.
and he woke up. I'm not talking about Amoros. I'm talking about Captain Landrays.
I'm checking.
I think at
That's in Quintillion's inventory.
at some point I did take it back, I think.
Okay, never mind then.
When the map when we checked the map was in it, I think I took it back.
Oh, you took it then. Yes. Okay.
Hi, are we going to let personal beef kind of run this heist, or are we going to do our jobs?
Oh,
You're
I thought
not
that
in
was
the
your
beasts
guys'
of
thing.
burden. You stay out of this.
Right, but this is also my job.
Well,
I don't
I've got the star.
You've got your own history, whatever, but like you're really hanging me out to dry here.
Man, we did.
Manny.
We
just actually
almost
says that-
established a fake star. How
Tell
sick-
your- It's quite simple. Tell your Heron friend to give me a simple sextant that has very little value, and everything will be fine.
I don't have time for this high school bullshit.
Manny picks up Quinn and shakes him until the sexton falls out.
No, my sextant.
Pinata style.
Wait, so I feel like I might have missed. So what is she asking for?
She just is
Like,
sick
let's
of
not
us.
do this. Yeah, our shenanigans.
let's
Yeah,
not
if
do
you're gonna
this
if
right
you're
now.
gonna do this, let's not do it right now when we're
So,
almost
but-
out of
so-
here.
Wanai wants the sextant,
Yeah.
or else what?
Or else
He
he's
won't help,
not
or
going to
he'll
give us
return
the
star.
star. I
Or I'm
think.
going to give the star back to the people.
Oh,
Fine, Wana, you can have the goddamn sextant.
He says from upside down.
It's strapped to his stomach.
It's okay, Quinn.
Unstraps
I knew
it.
you would do the right thing eventually. And I'd take the sextant. All right. We can
You
be
better
off now.
Cool.
You
Can we
better-
have somebody not him carry the star?
Manny, do you mind?
The only person you
Manny-
can. What I can take it. What I
There you go.
he takes it. He carries it. Wraps it in like a blanket.
Quinn's
like-
gonna lean in close to one of you. You better lock that sextant up tight, my friend.
It's in my prison wallet. Good luck.
Oh.
getting in.
means something very
God.
different for Ed Tortle. Manny turns to Kiara and goes, I see why you fucked him over so many times.
I wanna fuck over this one now.
Oh,
Vera is
She
like
pointing at me?
half
Yes.
a block
Oh.
down from them.
yeah,
like,
she
Vera
wasn't just-
Vera has not stopped walking. this
Oh,
entire
this
time.
was- I'd like to think that this conversation was happened while we were leaving. I didn't
Yeah.
stop and like set my feet.
I thought you were
Oh.
basically like, you better do it or else I'm giving it back
No,
right
no,
now.
no. I didn't
Okay.
stop and anything like that.
Michael, as you take the star, can you make a dex save?
Oh, so I don't
Ooh.
fumble it. Oh,
Yeah.
Break it.
Aw,
Let's
beans.
say
I don't have it.
DC 17.
Well, also the magic is now
17.
exposed to like
Yes.
the world, so
It's a dex save.
Dex save.
Hold on, I'm just checking to see if I have anything that will help me right now. Can I cast guidance on myself? It doesn't matter. It's a save.
Can I
22, easy,
Oh.
nat 20.
Nat
So just
20.
fine.
Oh my god.
there it is.
Incredible. Yeah.
Wow.
You took that thing and
Yeah, just right under the arm, like nobody's business. Walks.
very good.
I always wondered what this soccer ball sized concave impression I had in my hip was for, but now I know exactly why it's here.
Oh, very good. Okay, yeah. So this part of the crowd is thick with people, passersby. But you are sorry. Where are you heading? I'm not going to guide for you.
Back to the airship, right?
I think I think we have to get
are
this
getting-
out of here.
Yeah, I think
We are getting outside of the protective bubble of magic of the city, for sure. Like
Sure.
whatever the quickest way to do that, because that
Sure.
gives us access to all our other shit too. So I think like break the bubble first, and then if we have to circumvent the city a little bit, we can. But like,
Okay.
that would be my vote.
I'm gonna have. I'm not gonna change the thing just for simplicity. So here we're gonna have be the. I just want to select the group back a little bit. I'm gonna have that be the city gate with a tiny
Awesome.
little guard.
Bitty little guard.
City gate, and I'll have you make just anybody in the group an Arcana check,
Oh,
I can try.
DC of 15.
Oh. You did it already.
18 for Gwen.
Great. Quinn, the gate with the way that it repelled the items of the metallurgist make, you can tell that the gate is magically sensitive, and you probably don't know what's going to happen when the star passes through.
I was worried about that.
We think it's a bubble around the whole city, right? It's not just the gate itself is magical.
Correct.
Oh, well, put it in the pot. It's a, hope for the best.
I have my mask of
Oh yeah, our maths didn't
Amora,
trigger
no?
this stuff.
Is that the one you
Interesting.
have?
tomorrow. No, wait, I have the rabbit is
Lagora.
Lagora. Can I use that to group cast something like Haste or Longstrider? Which is, they're both speed spells.
Um,
Or like, can we together group cast Longstrider
yeah,
mechanically?
I think so.
What's Longstrider?
It increases your movement.
Like,
I think he's trying to make a break for it.
yeah.
I mean, we could also can we like is there a low level teleport spell we can?
I think as this is happening, Vera's just going to lean over to Manny
Hmm.
and say, like whisper to him as we're walking towards the gate. If things go south and I point at you, I want you to yell that I'm dangerous. And then leave it at that as a contingency.
Look, we don't have to be this ridiculous. I don't want to get caught by the guards. At this point, I'm involved. We can put it in the pot. It's got a
Well,
lid.
Yeah, might protect it. It is magical.
Well, magically we don't know, but I mean we don't know
Yeah,
what we don't
it
know.
is.
Right?
We should try it.
I'm still gonna all right, everyone hold hands real quick. And I'm gonna use the mask to increase everyone's movement speed by 10 feet.
I want to make a point to hold Vera's hand. Like, push
Aw.
someone out of the way.
Oh,
Aw,
not afraid
that's
of
nice.
witches no more.
Yep,
Character growth.
we're not that bad. I also love that from a like cinema point of view. How wild is it for these two guards to just see like a major thoroughfare and see this amalgamation of people carrying a giant silver pot? One of them puts on a mask, and then they all hold hands as they're walking towards.
They all hold hands
checkpoint of
and
the
they
city.
take 10 minutes to cast a
Yeah.
spell.
Yeah.
To be fair, I assume we would do this in direct view of. The
Yeah, not in
No, no, no.
direct view. of the
No, I
guards.
think what we're seeing on the screen is pretty accurate.
Yeah, they're at the local. They
Uh,
stopped at the local cafe and its outdoor terrace to do
group
this.
cast on the patio.
We order coffees as well.
God.
Extra
Okay.
espresso.
All right, so we've all held hands. He's casting.
Okay.
Longstrider
Yep. So we've
now?
got
So what's-
Longstrider, got 10 more feet of movement.
Okay.
We're fast. We put the sapphire in the pot.
I have 50
as-
feet of movement.
As you are approaching the guards, who is carrying the pot?
It'll be
Manny.
strapped to my. Oh, Manny is.
Oh.
No, well, I say if Wani is really want, because I think we hadn't thought about the pot. So if Wani's like, I'll carry it, and we can, Manny trusts him. So if Wani wants to, and he's also the fastest at this point. So
That is true. He is very fast.
I would give it. I would let you.
I feel like it should probably be between two of you.
We can be carrying the pot.
It's
Sure.
200 some pounds. Like,
Oh yeah,
that's
I
not
think
just
you
like
underestimate the amount of weight we can carry. But yes, okay.
Correct.
I agree. You can carry that much weight, but like,
Sure.
that's still pretty heavy.
Sure.
And it's like
Carry the pot
magical
between
heavy,
us.
so it's very dead weight, right? Like it's magically heavy. It's
What?
weighing us down. Nothing. Never mind.
I wasn't sure either. I was like, all right, magic weighs more.
Okay, so it's
Yeah,
between
okay.
it's between Manny
Sure.
and Wanai.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Excuse me. As you approach the guards and the gate, are you trying to do anything to deceive them, or are you just,
We gotta act naturally.
yeah?
Manny and I have done this before. We are movers. Hey, Jerry.
That's true. That's true.
Right.
That's true. No, we got it. Yeah, you talked about the Mournish waltz. We're like, all right, the old gotta move a pot.
The U-Haul.
bit.
This is a real flashback because we've done it before.
It's true. Yeah, this is not one that's yeah.
Not
This
a
is a real
mechanical
flashback.
one.
A performance check.
Yeah, I would take performance.
You guys
Maybe
got you
it's
guys
not
got to
too-
pull the working for pizza maneuver.
How about well, here's the thing, right? Because some of the turtles might have stayed out of the city, right? I
Yeah.
imagine. So if there's like an encampment, we were like, we're bringing the party to the turtles. We have soup to share with everyone.
Can we have Quinn? Can you like make a fake magical document, like you're like looking at it, telling us
Absolutely.
where we need to go, like you're the foreman, and
Absolutely, I can.
Love
we're
that.
the
All
advantage
right,
on our
we got-
performance.
We got 10 orders out of the city here. We gotta move.
The soup's getting cold.
Nobody likes
Um,
cold soup.
Yeah, let's make a performance check. I'm gonna set the DC at 17 again.
Oh no.
Just one of us has to hit it, or
Yes. Yeah, just one of you.
Can I make a deception check instead?
Yes.
That's gonna be an 18.
I say 16
Okay.
for 18 for Joe.
I got a
Joe
17.
passed it.
Yeah. So
Nick-
just
Nick got
Manny
it.
wasn't believable.
Okay. Yeah, so the guards sort of nod at you and pay you no heed. And so it's like a big kind of archway, and then like midway through the archway you can see like the shimmering magic.
Get ready to
I
go.
We got no plan other than there's
Yep.
no other thing we can do. We bring it through the gate.
As you pass through the gate, it starts to fuzz, and you can see red magic starting to ripple through the network. And Manny and Wanai, I'm gonna have you make another dex save. This one's gonna be a difficult one. This is gonna be a DC of 19.
Okay.
It's Jocelyn.
7 for Nick. 14 for Manny.
Okay. So here is what happens: is you're like holding the pot between you, and it like starts to like vibrate, and like it's
Mhm.
not getting any lighter, but like now like you've got a 220 some pound
Magically
thing
heavy.
between you, like magically heavy, just like starting to shake uncontrollably. And I think with both of you failing the save, the pot falls out of your hands, the lid falls open, and the star rolls out onto the street. The two guards kind of look down at it rolling, look up at you guys, kind of see. For whatever reason, since you mentioned the movers, I imagine that you have like a fake mustache on.
Well, that was implied, I
Oh,
think,
yeah.
the whole time.
Yeah. Okay. Good. The star continues to roll and stops at sort of like a soccer ball, like rolling into the foot of somebody, like stopping it with their foot. That kind of visual. Rolls to a stop at the last member of your party's feet, which would be Kiara. And she looks down at it, looks up at the guards, looks at you guys, raises an eyebrow, and sort of like kind of like a questioning look to Quinn.
Manny points at Vera and says, "She's dangerous."
Yeah. So I think Vera throws Kiara her pair of goggles and
Whoa.
turns
shit.
towards the guards
Yeah.
and starts, but does not cast Petrifying Gaze.
Okay.
So her eyes start to light and her hair starts to stream, and she says, "I can't take this anymore!" And she's trying to get them to turn away and
Yeah.
shut their eyes because they know Gorgons and they know what Petrifying Gaze is. And so this is a feint to get our team the time to pick up and run out with it. But I don't actually want to freeze these guards, right? We
Yeah.
just need to get it past that.
Amazing.
Mhm.
Make a performance check with advantage. I love that. It's going to be a DC
Can
of
I
14.
argue that this is an intimidation because I am trying to
Yes.
scare them
Yep.
into this? All right.
Absolutely.
Let's see.
Yep.
17 with advantage.
Nailed it.
And so I think she's like, she's like almost, it looks like she's almost like starting to levitate. Like she's just got like full extension,
Super Saiyan,
like,
basically.
yeah, like purple. And I think Kiara like knows that was like she's been in enough heists that she's like is moving immediately, like getting
Yeah,
the plot,
absolutely.
like,
Mhm.
yeah, she's like
No,
rushing.
so you are doing this, and are the rest of you like even moving to put your goggles on, or are you?
No, I
They're
think
always on.
I think I think we're moving. I'm moving to the gem to pick it up with Kiara.
Okay. So as you move toward the gem, Kiara starts to pick it up and does pick it up and runs the other way,
Like back into the city.
back into the city.
Anthony, I'd like her to make a check of some sort.
All right.
Really, you've basically said she can't run this on her own,
Yep.
I
and yet
would like to
And yet-
cash hideous laughter.
Okay.
yeah, is in
DC, yeah, on Kiara. DC 13.
Sorry. What's my
Stat. What's
stat.
the stat?
Is it con or whiz?
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Do I have a stat block for this lady?
Oh wow, she's got a +5 to everything. Crazy.
Mhm.
That's amazing.
she's a way better thief than you, Quinn.
I have two.
You don't
Just-
gotta be so mean, Manny.
I have two just rogue character sheets hanging out.
Mhm.
It's probably the
that's
one
not-
with lower whiz, I would assume. I did
Thank you.
guess.
Thank you. Let me refer to my notes here.
As we know, rogue classic wisdom-based class. So
You know the one. Okay, it's gonna be that.
Can I have used my unsettling words to give her a minus D6 to this roll? I have one
That-
bardic inspiration left.
that a bonus action?
It's a bonus.
What do you
action.
say? What do you say as she's trying to sprint away?
Hey, you
What
can't carry that.
unsettling words?
Kiara, you can't do this to me again.
That's the saddest
That really
way.
is.
It's a pity.
of trying-
She's demotivated out of pity.
I guess
I- but
not this
I'm a
time. Would
nice
have been
guy.
better.
Joe,
Oh man.
so Tasha's hideous laughter
Mhm.
has a range of 30 feet.
There's no way she's faster than that.
You
The
gave
sound.
her 10 additional feet of movement with your spell.
But he has
Myself,
the movement too.
myself also, and I get the regular bonus from Mask of Agora.
Mhm.
So my speed is already 40. So her speed would be 40. My speed is 50. I'm faster than her.
Okay. Let me make a roll.
Can I unsettling words or no?
Oh,
It's a bonus action.
sure.
-5 to whatever she rolls.
Woof. Woof.
This is so deliciously tasty.
Oof. That's a fail.
So she falls prone and drops the stone.
Pot. Did she
Prone
take it from the
stone.
pot, or is it still in the pot?
It's as
No,
out
it
of
rolled
the
out
pot
of the
now.
pot. You have your pot.
Oh,
Yeah, she
duh.
picked it up. She picked it up.
Duh,
Yeah.
duh, duh, duh.
Somehow she picked up a 120-pound stone and started booking it.
Yeah, that's we'll have to think about that
She
later.
might have her own stuff.
She could have a belt of giant strength.
I think it would be so if we're still in sort of bullet time, because like Manny would also be rushing back, but I would like it in the
So
idea that
would Wanai.
he like imagine Wanai and Manny would both run to the guards, clock them together comically so that they pass out, and then make their
Oh.
way to to pick up the stone.
I love that the idea that they averted their gaze to not look at Vera, but they looked at each other, and then they like have this like Alex, Jake, and then bonk, just like
Go to sleep.
smashed heads
Now
together.
kiss.
Now
Yeah,
kiss.
they figured out that they're actually in love.
Oh, that's nice.
I
Okay,
like
so
also
she
this happened in 10 seconds worth of time.
yes, yep. So she drops the stone, the star. She makes sure to drop it this way and roll it away that way.
Into the city again? Or is
Yes.
that out of this? Okay.
Further into the
towards
city.
the city.
Um,
What is? Sorry, you go.
I was gonna say, I will go try and pick it up.
Okay, it's very heavy. You cannot lift it.
Yeah.
I am
Roll
only
it.
carrying 50 pounds.
All right, I'm gonna have you make a strength check.
Your strength
And I'm
score
gonna set the
multiplied
DC.
by 15. 8 times
For story
15 is-
purposes, I'm gonna have you make a strength check.
I think
Okay,
the idea is you could technically carry that weight. It's still hard to just deadlift 120 pounds from the ground and start to
It is-
walk. And,
it is
like, run
actually
with it.
exactly my carry capacity.
Gotta drop some of these sextants.
Yeah, jeez.
Well, he
True.
did previously.
Yeah,
Thank
you're
God.
one sexton down,
Yeah,
thankfully.
one down.
18
Oh.
on
Wow.
strength.
Yeah.
You lift it up, and it's not easy.
She was running with it like it was nothing.
Correct.
Well,
She's
she
got
might be
things-
just fucking ripped.
Or she had like took a potion of bull strength or something like that.
Belt of giant strength.
So how?
I'll go help him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Try.
Manny clocks the guards and then Wani can go help.
I think.
I mean, they're all looking away right now, right?
Yeah.
They're all being afraid to be petrified. I don't think you need to clock them.
No, they're not gonna be petrified. We don't want to deal with these guards. Like,
Yeah,
that
we
would,
don't.
It would be
It's
crazy not to. Like,
I think.
Right.
Okay.
Well, then should you roll like some
if
non-lethal
Anthony wants me
attack
to, sure. Yeah, I would.
to knock
I'm
him out?
gonna
Maybe?
do the story thing that is gonna happen.
Great.
Okay.
So Joe, Quinn picks up the star, and it is very heavy in your hands. Kiara, you hear behind you, like hooting and hollering. She's
Yeah.
guffawing like the best of them, and all of a sudden you just hear the laughter stop. Like it is like eerily quiet behind you, and you turn to see Kiara stand up and like shake your spell off. She puts a hand on your shoulder and she says, "I need you to give that to me."
Not this time. And
And she puts another hand on your other shoulder and she says, "No, I really need you to give this to me."
I would like to use my bonus action, lucky footwork, that lets me jump a number of feet equal to 5 times my proficiency bonus without provoking opportunity attacks.
He's going straight vertical.
I'm going back
Great
towards
vertical.
towards
while
Manny.
Wane is sprinting, so it's a thing. He hops
Mhm.
over Wane, who then tackles Kiara.
I'm moving 50.
Yeah, he's so fast and crazy.
He's gonna hit her like a linebacker.
It's like in the
he is-
Matrix. Yeah.
She is between you and the rest of your party.
Yeah, so if he jumps up, then she's gonna get hit from behind. Well, I'm thinking this is like the scene in the Matrix where Agent Smith is holding Neo towards the train, and he like backflips over so that the guy Agent Smith gets hit by the train. Fundamentally,
Hmm.
it's been a while
Good
since
view.
I've seen the Matrix, so don't ask.
I
me
don't
if got
remember that
right.
part, but I believe
It's when they're fighting in the subway, but yeah.
yeah.
No, I'm thinking of Paw Patrol. That's what I was thinking.
I'd like it to be said, I'm not aiming to hurt her. I'm aiming to help Quinn. You know what I mean? If
So
that makes
she
sense.
she has
By
her
hurting
hands.
her.
She has her hands on my shoulder. She's right next to me.
I thought you were jumping.
So I'm jumping
Yeah.
15 feet towards Manny over
I
One
think-
Eye.
I think you're gonna
So
you're gonna tackle it.
So you're jumping. She's got her hands on your shoulders, so she'd be picked up with you.
No,
Well,
she's not
if you-
grappling me.
She's grabbing onto you.
Okay. Again, for the next, if he did a backflip, her arms would go up. Yes. Turtle hits her from behind.
How
She's
does
gonna
hang
let
on.
go of him.
How does he backflip over her?
Forward.
Front
I'm saying,
flipping.
he just
Forward.
jumps up. It's just like you're making this too complicated. I'm saying, like, if he just jumps, then he gets hit by the turtle. Like this, these are the things that are in motion right now. I don't understand why this is so hard
I'm
for us to visualize.
I'm not grappled by her. So if I move away, I should just move away.
Or are you grappled?
Unless
by her?
you want me to make an escape from grapple check, which I will.
Hmm.
We have the conundrum of cinematic moments coming up against the rules of D&D.
Yes, we sure do, Michael.
I'm not getting betrayed by her again.
Just
I mean, you
just
have
as
been
we're
betrayed.
figuring this out, I think we should be like realistically. I love the idea of Nick coming to like as a linebacker, but we should be resolving these things one at a time, right? So like the first thing we
Yes.
should resolve is, regardless of what Nick's plan is, what is this
We're trying to
action
jump
that he
away.
has? He has lucky jump. Is that what it's called?
Lucky footwork.
steps? Lucky footwork. So like that's what we should resolve first, and then we'll see what the we shouldn't try to do a multi-step plan without doing
Sure.
whatever the
Sure.
first piece is. Yeah.
All right. So Quinn, you jump over Kiara.
15 feet.
Sure. Sure. So that's yeah. And then Wanai and Manny are running at her.
Manny took care of the guards.
Manny took care of the guards. Wanai is running at her.
Really fucking
Before-
fast.
Sorry, we're assuming
fast.
just because of the map, we're assuming Quinn is still holding the Star of Aridas,
Yes,
right?
yes.
When
Here,
he's-
I'll move that.
okay.
There.
Okay, I really like the idea that I have strapped the pot back to on the back of my back again as I'm moving towards you, and you like slam dunk it in there, and then I just turn tail and run.
That's actually great too. Just like jump
Basketball
and
it into it is
slam
pretty
dunk
good.
into the pot,
So
and then
I'm
we
not-
all run.
I like screech to a halt right at her, and then turn tail and run. She sees nothing but shell and dust. Drop a smoke bomb.
I can tell that Anthony just really doesn't want us to get away with this star.
And that's fine.
Yeah, I'm
And
trying to
that's
do
fine.
something cinematic, and you're doing your best to prevent it.
These are abilities I have not used.
I know, which would make them very hard to plan for.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So you're slam dunking the star into
Yeah.
The pot?
Yeah.
Back in the pot.
I mean,
Okay.
slam dunking gently.
And as soon as I feel the weight, I will step of the wind, spend a Kai point, use bonus action to disengage and go the other way.
Turns on a dime.
I'll use real things for this, for sure.
Real things.
Real things
Hmm.
to help the cinematic narrative.
Anthony, if you need to buy your time, we're gonna end on a cliff note of us hurtling back towards the gate.
Hurtling.
No, this is fine. Kiara stands there, sort of taking in this
Spectacle.
insanely agile and acrobatic thing that you did. And just sort of shakes her head.
I'm gonna message her as I'm running away.
God.
That's what you never learned. You never learned how to work as a team.
Wow.
Ooh,
Mm.
dang.
And she'll message back to you, give my best to Vadric. And she walks off into the crowd.
Mm.
I mean, I think we will.
If we remember.
If we remember to give it to
I
her.
can't wait to eat his snacks again.
I can't wait until we're just carrying this around like our kid, robot kid.
Yeah.
You're right. We have an airship. We can fly directly to him.
That's true. If we remember.
They also have a bunch of airships. So I guess anyway. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that's what we're gonna call it. And
Oof.
I think we'll probably just start the next session on the airship. Thanks
we
for
stop?
playing.
Can we stop at the Turtle? Hold on. Before we start the next
We
session
can-
at the airship, can we stop at the Turtle Island? I want to get my shield back.
We'd
that's
have
all.
to
Oh,
get the
sure.
airship to get there anyway, because it's like a flight
Yes.
away. But yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we'll
can
make it
figure
happen.
that out next time.
Okay.
Thanks for listening and or watching, and follow us on socials, and we'll be back soon. Thanks, bye.